today is time for part 3 of our Queen Cal. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So again, I made a ridiculously long and meticulous tutorial showing you each and every stitch of the 47 rows that are in part 3 of our Queen Cal. And this is actually the middle part of the blanket. So after this, you will be more than halfway there. And here's what I'm making. And so today we're gonna do this part here, you see? And a nice surprise for today is also that although I am showing you how to make the simple queen here in these tutorials, I dropped the little heart that I know that you like. So I put even this heart in my simple queen as well. So I show you how to make that as well, which has just a bit of extra technique, which is fun to know. So yeah, that's what's happening today. We're gonna continue stitching along together, nice and easy. And before I say well, not goodbye, but before we get started, I thought I'd just show you what I'm working on here. I'm making a baby blanket. So I'm working this in this lovely wool and silk blend on hook 2.5 millimeters. So it's very, you see it's tiny. This is just the small version, but on a really small hook. So, and it's quite adventurous. So it's not going very quickly, but I'm really loving every stitch of it. So that's another idea for you as well. If you want to make a baby blanket, you can always just go down in thread and hook size. That's it, I think. Let's just get to it. And yeah, let's do this. Okay, so it's time for part 3 of our Queen Cal. We're doing the simple queen here, and although the simple queen really just comes blank, I'm going to include my little heart here, which I did in my simple queen, just as an extra fun part. So I will show you that one today. But today, the part that we are doing is this here, which is are the big diamonds. Yeah, so we've done the small diamonds and we've done the zigzag, and now we're up to the big diamonds. And if you're doing the adventurous one, then you can choose to put all kinds of fun patterns and motifs inside of the big diamonds, but we're just going to do them plain as is and just add the little Harley Quinn heart, which is fun. Yeah, so when last time we left off, we had completed row 94. And remember, you guys, that the row count on the charts follows the row count for the small queen. And you will have to add to that, obviously, when you're doing repetitions to make the larger sizes. Yeah? So now I'm just going to get right into it. I'm again using my Stylecraft Classic Cotton DK for this tutorial. Let's go in a bit closer. And I wanted to show you, look what I got as a gift this week. Oh my god, the new Tulip Atimo red from my friend Christine. Thank you, Christine. I'm so happy. It's so cute, isn't it? And I love this. It's just so much fun now, isn't it? With a new color hooked. Oh, absolutely love it. So I will be using my red hook today, using hook 3.5. And as before, I'm not showing you the chart here. The chart's all available in the pattern, which is available on Ravelry. You should know by now, but I'm just going to do and continue stitching along with you guys, row by row. Okay, let me see. Yep, that's where we're at. And today we start at row 90. No, I said 96 here. That's not true. Okay, we start at row 95. I love analog stuff, and it's easy enough to fix, isn't it? No need to panic. No need to panic. Why would we do that? So today we start at row 95, and that is an odd number row. So we'll be using our main color, which is turquoise here, in my piece, in my little table runner. Okay, I I should have done this before I started filming, but I'm just getting my yarn ready here, you guys. No sweating it really, we have hours ahead of ourselves. Okay, yarn all sorted, and we're just going to dive right in on row 95. Okay, as always, we start with our border stitch at the end of the row, and we're going to start then with 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 double crochet stitches. Ooh, using my hook for the first time, it's always fun, isn't it? So border stitch at the beginning of the row, and we dive right in and start with 9 DCs. Yep. Eight and 9. Let's count just to be sure. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And after the 9 DCs, we do 2 single crochets and 1 DC. And this is the part before the repeat starts. 2 single crochets and 1 DC here. And you see here now, this is the first part of our repeat. And in the repeat, we do 2 single crochets, and then we do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 double. So 1 and 2, and then 13 double crochets all over the center of the big diamonds. And just so that we're clear, these big diamonds we're just doing blank as per the simple queen. And then there comes the middle set of big diamonds that have a smaller diamond inside, and then the second set of the big blank diamonds. There I'm going to sneak in 1 heart to show you how you work that. Okay, that should be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 13. And then we do 1 single crochet, and that's the end of our repeat. So the repeat here is 2 single crochets, 13 DCs, and 1 single crochet. And we go again. 2 singles, 13 DCs, which is obviously way faster to say than do. But again, as you saw in our last tutorial, we are not in a hurry here. We're just gonna sit together and crochet along with me if you feel that's comforting. Or have any doubts in a specific row, then you can check the video, yeah? Sort of like an extra safety net. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, and 1 single crochet. That's the second repeat done. And then there's the part after the repeat, and there we do 1 single crochet, 1 double, 2 singles, and we finish the row exactly as we started it with 9 double crochets. There we go, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and finish with the border stitch at the end of the row as always, like so. Snippity snap, and whoopa. So that was row 95, and we moved straight on to row 96, and that is an even number row. So we are working with our color B, which is the darker blue here. And again, I did not have my yarn ready because apparently this is amateur hour. Or maybe then I'm just really relaxed by now, having filmed hours and hours and hours besides you. And well, I hope you won't, it's unlikely that you will disown me at this part. If you've come so far, not going to abandon me at this point. Okay, on to row 96. We start with a border stitch, then we do 9 single crochets, 1 double and 2 singles here at the beginning before we start the repeat. Yeah. Okay, border stitch, 9 singles. One double down, 2 singles, 1 double down. Well, yeah, and that's it. This is the part before we start the repeat. And then the repeat for row 96 starts with a double crochet here, and now we should do 15. Let me just count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 15. 15 single crochets in a row here. So as you can see, we're halfway there with our first big diamond, because that one kind of happened in part 2. And 15, and that's the repeat here for row 96. And again we do 1 double crochet and 15 single crochets. Very easy repeat for row 96. And 15, and then we do 1 double crochet, 2 singles. This is after the repeat. Then the repeat ended here with the repeat ended here, yeah. So this was now after the repeat. We did 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, and then 9 single crochets. Finish with the border stitch, cut the yarn, and so this is how row 96 looks like. Again with color A, and now we start with the border stitch and 2, 4, 6, 8 double crochets. 8, and then we're going to do 2 singles, 1 double, and 1 single. And then we start the repeat for row 97. And in the repeat, we start with 2 single crochets. So that's a total of 3 here in a row then, yeah? And now we are going to do the same amount. What was it, 15, yeah? 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. No, 13, yeah. 13, sorry. 13 double crochets here in the middle. Right. Yeah. Same amount as in row 95. Okay, and we finish the repeat with 1 single crochet. So that's the repeat for row 97. And we go again for the second repeat. That's 2 single crochets, total of 3 there in a row, and 13 DCs. And 1 single crochet. That's the 2 repeats done then. And then we're going to continue and do, after the repeat, we do 2 more single crochets, 1 and 2, that's a total of 3, and then there's 1 double crochet, 1 and 2 singles, and then 8 double crochets. Okay, so all of a sudden I'm in huge doubt, as in, was I using hook number 3, not 3.5? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna check out my own video tutorial before continuing and see which hook I was actually using. Dear Lord. 8 DCs, double crochets, and the border stitch, and a whoopa. So this is row 97, hopefully with the right hook, but definitely with a very pretty hook. First things first. All good, you guys. Checked it out. I am doing this correctly. I have everything under control, as you can see. On to row 98 with the right hook and the right yarn. We're using yarn color B again, which is the darker one here, the pattern color. And now we start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row, and then we do 8 single crochets. This is row 98, you guys. Okay, 8 single crochets, then there's 1 double crochet, 2 singles and 1 double. That's the part before the repeat starts. Yeah, 1 double down here, and then we are at the part where our repeat starts, and then we're going to do 1 single, 1 double, I'm going to take a wild guess of 13 single crochets here over all the double crochets from last row. And 13, and then there is one double crochet here at the end. So this is the repeat for row 98. Single, double, 13 singles and one double. And we go again, single, double, and 13 single crochets for my second repeat here. I think some of you are doing table runners as I am actually. This is quite cool. Okay, and then one double crochet here at the end of the repeat. That's the repeats for row 98, and after the repeat we do one single, one double, two singles, one double, and 8 single crochets. Okay, and then there is the border stitch at the end of the row. Cut the yarn and opa. So this is it's getting so long, I have to like fold it. Okay, this is row 98, you guys. 99, that's pattern color. No, that's the main color, A. And we start with a double, the border stitch at the beginning of the row as always. And then we have 2, 4, 6, 7 double crochets. And then we do 2 singles, 1 double, and again 2 singles. And this is the part before the repeat starts on row 99. And on we go and do the repeat part. We start with a double crochet, then there's 2 singles, and last time we had 13, so now we're going to do 11 double crochets here. So our first big diamond is coming back together, like it's getting narrower. Narrow. Whoa, that was a trap. I just walked right into narrower. Great going. Yeah, so English is not my native language. It's getting smaller, you guys. Fewer stitches. I can say that. Okay, 11 doubles, and then we do 2 single crochets, and that's the repeat here. Okay, and we go again with the repeat. Start with 1 double, then do 2 singles, and then 11 double crochets here in a row. So a lot of DCs in a row here in the big diamonds, unless that you're going maybe a bit adventurous and adding some patterns inside of the big diamonds. Loads of patterns available, motifs to put inside of them in the Adventurous Queen. It's actually quite fun to see with the newest raffle competition we have in the group now. A lot of people are doing the big diamonds, and so I hope that some of you will then venture on and see how they look if you put them in your blankets, just to show you that the Adventurous Queen isn't really that complicated after all, to add to it a bit. That's the repeat part. I just yapper on, and I've already done the first stitch here after the repeats. That's the double crochet here in the middle, and then we do 1 and 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and what was it, 7 double crochets. You really just let it lead you on the pattern, but you know, still not though. Want to count and make sure that you're keeping the right stitch count, yeah? Like, I know it's supposed to be 7, so I just did what it felt like, and now I'm gonna count 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, it's all good. Border stitch, snippety snap. Whoopa. Okay, so this was row 99. On to row 100. And if you want to be prepared, I have already fetched a prize for me at the end of this row, so you could pause now and fetch some sweet treat so that you're ready to celebrate with me completing the 100th row of your queen after this. But let's get to it. So it's row 100. We're working with color B, the pattern color, and we're going to start with 2, 4, 6, 7 single crochets. Of course, the border stitch, and then 7 single crochets. Whoops, don't want to split it here. What is this? I know I'm getting a treat, so I'm nervous. And then 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, and 1 single. So that is our the beginning of row 100 before we start the repeat. On we go with the repeat, and we're going to do 2 more single crochets, so that's a total of 3 in a row here, and then we do the double, and then we do single crochet all over our DCs from last row, which are how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 single crochets here. Okay, and then 1 double and 1 single. So that's the repeat here. Okay, on to the second repeat. Getting closer to the candy prize. Okay, 11 single crochets over all our DCs from last row. And then 1 double crochet and 1 single, and that's the 2 repeats here for row 100. After the repeat, we do 2 more single crochets. That's 3 in a row there. 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, and then finish the row with 7 single crochet stitches like so, and the border stitch as always at the end of the row. Whoopa! Row 100, all done. Oh my god. And actually, if you're doing the small queen, you're almost halfway, because the small queen is 223 rows of a chart. So, and just what, 11, 12 more rows, then you will be halfway there. But I said we should get a prize, so I actually got this. I had this lying around here. This is a very Icelandic treat, lakrískonfekt. So I know you have something similar that looks like this, but it's not really the same, is it? This is licorice. This is, how do you say this in English? It's licorice. Licorice. So it's like, it's not actually sweet. It's like how do you say? It's like a bit of bitter taste. And foreigners, we have great fun offering this to visitors or foreigners, and like, yeah, it's a treat, and they're like, why? What kind of a treat is this? This is not sweet. My husband hates this. I love it. It's just actually one of the perks about it. He doesn't even eat it, so I can have it all to myself. So row 100 completed with a special not so sweet treats. On we go. On to row 101. That's the main color, color A. Start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row. And now we have 6 double crochets at the beginning of the row. Two, 4, 5, and 6. And then it's 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and 1 double. And now we are up to our repeat. I think I'm actually going to move these up. So this is where our repeat starts. So it's good to move it up every few rows so that you easily know where you're at and can catch those mistakes head on after each repeat, so you know that you're all good, or can then fudge maybe if needed. Okay, on to the repeats of row 101, and we're going to do 2 more double crochets here, so that's 3 in a row here, and then we're going to do 2 single crochets, and now there are 9 double crochets here in the middle. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and then there's 2 singles and 1 double. That's the repeat for row 101. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one, and actually now I realize why I thought I had gone up hook size, you guys. Because when you're doing a lot of DCs in a row like this, you really have to take care to do it extra tight, or even go down a hook size. Like if you feel that it's getting a bit bulgy here, where you have the most of DCs in a row, and you feel that you're not comfortable going down in your gauge a bit just by, doing it extra tight, then you might want to switch it up and work those main color rows with maybe a half a hook size down. Yeah, but for me it's enough to just be conscious about it and try to make it a bit tighter when you have many DCs in a row. Yeah. Okay, finishing the second repeat. Now on to the last part after the repeat, and we again do 2 double crochets. So that's 3 in a row here, yeah. 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and finish it with 6 double crochets. Whoop-a. 6. And the border stitch. Opa. Okay, so this was row 101, you guys. On to row 102. I don't know about you guys, but obviously since it appears to be that I get treats after every row now. It's like I have it on the table. Okay, row 102. We do the border stitch, finish swallowing our treats, and off we go. 6 single crochets. Whoops. Put it up here in the center. Do, 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 do. 6 single crochets, 1 double, 2 singles, up, 1 double, and then we do 2 single crochets here, and this is the bit before we start the repeat on row 102, and then the repeat starts with 3 single crochet stitches, so that's 5 in a row here. 1 double, and how many was it we had here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 single crochets. And then there's 1 double, and 1 and 2 single crochets. So this is the repeat for row 102. I'm gonna do my second repeat. Okay, finish that up with 2 single crochets. So here we have the 2 repeats for row 102. After the repeats, we do 3 single crochets, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, and 6 single crochets at the end of the row, exactly as at the beginning, because we're always mirroring it, keeping everything centered and nice. And then there's the border stitch and cut the yarn. Whoopa. 102. That's row 102 all done. Main color A, border stitch, and 5 double crochets at the beginning of the row. Two single crochets, 1 double, 2 singles, and now we do 2 double crochets. And this is the bit before we start the repeat. And now for the repeat for row 103, we do 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 2 singles, and then we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, we have 7 double crochets here in the middle of our diamond now. And remember to do those a bit tightly when you have many DCs in a row. Otherwise they may want to get a bit, they want to take their space, yeah. Okay, that was 7 double crochets, then there's 2 singles and 2 doubles. And that's the repeat for row 103. I'm going to do my second repeat. Seven DCs, and then there's 2 single crochets and 2 doubles. That's the 2 repeats done then. And now we do the finishing bit after the repeats. It's 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and what was it, 5 double crochets here at the end, yeah. Okay, and the border stitch. Okay, so this is row 103. And we start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row and 5 single crochets. And then there's 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, and 3 single crochets here before our repeat starts. Yeah? On to the repeats, we do 1 double crochet, 3 singles, 1 double, and 7 single crochets here over our double crochets from last row. 2, 4, 6, 7. And then we do a double crochet, 3 single crochets, and that's the repeat, yeah. Okay, do my second repeat. Single crochets. So these are the repeats for row 104, and after the repeats we do 1 double crochet, 3 singles, 1 double down, 2 singles, 1 double here, and then 5 single crochets at the end of the row. Et voilà. That's row 104 then. And we start with the border stitch. And now we do 4 double crochets at the beginning of the row. 4, and then there's 2 double crochets, no, single crochets, sorry. 1 double, 2 singles, and 2 doubles. And 1 single crochet. This is the bit before we start the repeat. And the repeat for row 5 starts with 2 single crochets, So that's 3 there in a row. 2 double crochets, 2 singles, and now we will have what, 5 here, right? So yeah, 5 double crochets here in the middle on our first big diamond row. 5, and again 2 single crochets, 2 doubles, and 1 single. So this here is the repeat for row 105. I'm going to do my second repeat. Two doubles and 1 single. Okay, so that's the repeats done then. And we continue with a bit after the repeats and do 2 more single crochets. That's 3 in a row there. 2 doubles. Split it here. Up. There we go. 2 singles and 1 double. 2 singles and 4 double crochets. Okay, and finish it up with the border stitch. So that was row 105. Opa. On to row 106. That's the pattern color B. And we start with the border stitch. Work our 4 single crochets. One double, 2 singles, 1 double, 1, 2, 3 single crochets here, and then 1 double here, and that's the bit before we start our repeat. And we do the repeat for row 106. We start with 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, and 1 double. And now we have 5 single crochets all over our double crochets from last row. And then there's 1 double and 3 single crochets and 1 double down. That's the end of our repeat. You see, for row 106. I'm going to do my second repeat. Of course, exactly the same. You guys do your repeats. Most likely a bit more. And 1 double. Okay, so these here are the repeats for row 106, and then we do the bit after the repeat, and that's 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 up, 1
double, and 4 single crochets here at the end of the row, finishing it off with the border stitch. That's row 106, all done. Our main color A, border stitch at the beginning of the row, 3 double crochets. And then we do 2 single crochets, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, no, sorry, 2 doubles, and 1 and 2 single crochets here. And that's the beginning part before we start our repeat. Repeat for row 107 is 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 2 doubles, and then there's 2 single crochets, and now we're only doing 3 double crochets here. We're almost at the end of our first big diamond. See? And again we do 2 singles, 2 doubles, and 2 single crochets. So this here is the repeat for row 107. And I'm going to do the second repeat. Doubles, 2 singles, and that's the repeat part done. And then there's the bit after the repeats, and we do 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and 3 double crochets. And the border stitch at the end of the row, snippity snap, and whoopah. And here we have row 107. We start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row, 3 single crochet stitches, 1 double down, 2 single crochet stitches, 1 double down, and then there's 3 single crochets, 1 double, and 1 single. And this is the bit before we start the repeat. On to the repeat for row 108. We start with 2 single crochets, so that's 3 in a row there, 1 double, 3 singles, 1 double, 3 single crochets here on the top of the diamond, 1 double down, 3 singles, 1 double down, and 1 single crochet. That's that's the repeat here then for row 108. And I go again for the second repeat. Seems like it's always, yeah, it's 1 double, 3 singles in this one. Double, 3 singles. And 1 double, and finish it with 1 single here. That's the end of the repeats. And after the repeats, we do 2 more single crochet. So that's again 3 double single crochets there in a row. And 1 double crochet, 3 singles, 1 double, 2 singles at the end, and then there's 1 double, and again 3 single crochets here at the end of the row, finishing with the border stitch at the end of the row. And pulling the yarn through as always, whoop-a, that's row 108. All done. On to row 109. And now we start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row, as always, and 2 double crochets. And then there's 2 single crochets, 1 double, 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles, and 1 double. This is the bit before we start the repeat. Now to the repeat of row 109. We start with 2 double crochets. So that's a total of 3 here in a row. 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles, and 1 double here on the top, at the top of our first big diamond. And then there's 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles, and 1 double. So this here is the repeat for row 109. I'll do my second repeat then. And finish it with 1 double crochet. Okay, so I've done the repeats now. And for the bit after the repeats on row 109, we do 2 double crochets. So that's again 3 here in a row. 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and 2 doubles. And finish it with the border stitch at the end of the row, which is the single crochet, and pull your yarn through. Whoopa. Okay, so that's it for row 109. On to row 110. That's with the pattern color again, color B, and we start with the border stitch and 2 single crochets, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, 3 singles, 1 double, no, split it, and 2 singles. This is the bit before we start our repeat. And the repeat for row 110 is now 3 more single crochets. So that's a total of 5 here in a row. 1 double, 2 and 3 single crochets, double, single, double, 3 single crochets, 1 double, and 1 and 2 single crochets. So this here is the repeat for row 110. I'm gonna continue and do my second repeat. And as you can see here, we're closing up our first big diamond. And 2 single crochets. So now I've done the 2 repeats that I'm doing, and here's to the bit after the repeats. We do 3 single crochets, so that's a total of 5 here in a row. 1 double, 3 single, 1 double, 2 single, 1 double, and 2 single crochets, finishing it off with the border stitch at the end of the row. Whoopa. That's row 110. On to row 111. Now we start with the border stitch and just 1 double crochet. And then we do 2 single crochets. Oh, what's happening there? 1 double, 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles, and 2 doubles. So this here's the bit before we start the repeat for row 111, and that's 3 double crochets. So that's a total of 5 here in row. And then we do 1 and 2 single crochets, 2 double crochets, 3 single crochets, 2 doubles, 2 single crochets, and 2 doubles. Okay, so this here is the repeat for row 111. I'm going to do the second repeat. finish the repeat here with 2 double crochets. And now we go to the bit after the repeats, and that's 3 double crochets. So we have a total of 5 here in a row. 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and 1 double. And the border stitch at the end of the row. Snippity snap. And whoopah. So this is then row 112. No, 11, sorry. On to row 112. Now we're working with the pattern color B, and we do border stitch at the beginning of the row, 1 single crochet, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, 3 singles, 1 double, 7 single crochets here over the middle, 4, 5, oops, yeah, it's supposed to be here 7 in a row, but now I have to stop here to show you the repeat. Yeah, so this one here finished with 3 single crochets before we get to the repeat. So this is the bit before we start the repeat for row 112. And we continue and do 4 single crochets more, so we have the total of 7 that I said, and then there's 1 double crochet, 3 singles, 1 double, that one lands here on the top of our diamond, 3 singles, 1 double, and 1, 2, and 3. So this is the repeat for row 112. And I go again and do 4 more, so that's 7 single crochets and the double here. Finish my second repeat. And 3, so that's the repeats done then. And on to the bit after we finish all of the repeats for row 112. We do 4 single crochet stitches, so that's 7 in a row here, 1 double crochet, 3 singles, 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, and a single, finishing it off with the border stitch. And pull your yarn through. Whoop-a. So this is what row 112 looks like. On to row 113. And this is with color A, the main color. We do the border stitch at the beginning of the row, and we do 1 double crochet. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets and a double, and 2 single crochets and 2 double crochets, and again 2 single crochets and 2 double crochets. This is then the bit before we start the repeats for row 113. And here comes the repeat. That's 3 double crochets. So then we have here 5 double crochets in a row, 2 single crochets, and 2 doubles, 3 single crochets, and again 2 doubles, 2 single crochets, and 2 double crochets. So this here then is the repeat for row 113. And I continue and do another one. And finish my last repeat with 2 double crochet stitches. Yeah, and now we're going to the bit after the repeats, and that's 3 more double crochet stitches. So there we have 5 here in a row, 2 single crochets, 2 doubles, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and 1 double, and finishing with the border stitch as always. Pull your yarn through and whoop-a. So this is row 113. On to row 114, and that's with the pattern color, color B. We start with the border stitch and do 1 and 2 single crochets, and then 1 double crochet, and 1 and 2 single crochets, and 1 double, and 1, 2, 3 single crochets and 1 double, and 2 single crochets here before we start our repeat. Onto the repeat for row 114. We start with 1, 2, 3 single crochet stitches. That's a total of 5 here in a row, and we do 1 double crochet, 3 single, 1 double, 1 single, 1 double, 3 single, 1 double, and 2 single crochets. So this here is then the repeat for row 114. I'm going to do my second repeat, exactly the same as always. I don't know if you've noticed, but I am trying to be good and not be blathering on. Just keep calm, crochet on. It's getting a bit lightheaded at the end of my last tutorial. Okay, so here is the 2 single crochets at the end of the repeat, and then for the bit after the repeats in row 114, that's 3 single crochets, 1 double, 3 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, and 2 singles. And then there is the border stitch. Snippety snap, yarn over, pull through, whoopah. And that's it for row 114. On to row 115. Now we're working with color A, the main color, and we start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row and 2 double crochet stitches, 1 and 2, and then we're going to do 2 single crochets and 1 double, and 2 single crochets and 2 double, and 1 and 2 single crochets and 1 double. So this is the bit before we start the repeat. The repeat for row 115 is 2 double crochets. So there we have a total of 3 in a row. 2 single crochets, 2 double crochets, 2 single crochets, 1 double down, 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles, and 1 double here to finish it off. So this here is the repeat for row 115. I'll go on and do my second repeat. Nice and easy. And as you can see in this part here, again, the diamond grid is totally leading you on, and you don't have to really think very much. So it's just in the zigzag bits that you have to be really vigilant with your stitch markers. But now we're back to clear sailings. Okay, 1 double crochet here to finish the repeat. That's all the repeats done. And for the bit after the repeats in row 115, we do 2 double crochets, sorry, so that's 3 here in a row. 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles, and 1 double, 2 singles, and 2 doubles here at the end, finishing with the border stitch. There we go. Snippety snap, pull your yarn through, and we're done. So that was row 115. On to 116. We're again using our pattern color B. We start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row and do 1, 2, 3 single crochets, 1 double, and 2 singles and 1 double, 1, 2, 3 singles and 1 double, and 1 single crochet here for the bit before we start the repeat. And on to the repeat for row 116. We do 2 single crochets, so that's 3 in a row here. 1 double down, 3 singles, 1 double, 3 singles, 1 double, 3 singles, 1 double, and 1 single. So that's the repeat here. And I'm going to do the second repeat. Okay, and 1 single, and we're done with the repeats. On to the bit after the repeats, we do 2 single crochets. That's 3 in a row there. 1 double, 3 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, 3 singles, and the border stitch. There we go. That was row 116. Row 117th. Now we're again working with our color A, the main color, and we start with the border stitch and 3 double crochets. Two single crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 2 doubles, and 2 singles. This is the bit before we start the repeat for row 117, which goes like this: 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles, 3 double crochets, and here actually we are starting another big diamond, you see. So there's going to be another one here, and then we do 2 single crochets, 2 doubles, and 2 single crochets. That's the repeat for row 117. I'm going to do my second repeat. Yep. 3 Ds in a row here. Oops, sorry, got a bit carried away here. This was the repeats done, and this is the bit after the repeats. 1 double crochet, somebody racing outside here, what's happening? 2 single crochets, 2 double crochets, sorry, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and 3 double crochet stitches here at the end of row 117. And finish it off with the border stitch. Whoop-a. That's row 117. On to row 118. That's color B, the pattern color. And we start with the border stitch at the end of the row and 3 single crochet stitches. No, sorry, 4 single crochet stitches. And then we do a double down, 2 single crochets, 1 double, 3 single crochet stitches, and 1 double. So this is the bit before we start the repeat, and the repeat for row 118 goes like this: 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 singles, 1 double, 5 singles, 1 double, 3 single crochets, 1 double down, and there you have it. This is the repeat for row 118. I'm going to do my second repeat and remind you that now our little heart will be coming up soon. I think we start working that in row 222 or something like that. So I'm not forgetting about that at all. We're going to do that in the last set of the big diamonds. Okay, one more double crochet and that's the repeats done. And then we do the bit after the repeat. That's 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1, 2, 3 single crochets, 1 double down, 2 single crochets, 1 double, and 4 single crochets here at the end. Finishing it off with the border stitch as always. There we go. Whoopa! That's row 118. On to row 119. And then there is the border stitch at the beginning of the row. We're working with color A, the main color, and we start off with 4 double crochets. Okay, and then we do 2 single crochets and 1 double, 2 single crochets and 2 doubles, and 1 single crochet, and that's it for the beginning of the row before we start the repeat for row 119, which is like this: 2 single crochets, 2 double crochets, 2 single crochets, 5 doubles, 3, 4, and 5, 2 single crochets, 2 doubles, and 1 single. So this is the repeat for row 119. I'm going to do the second repeat. Okay, sorry, I went one ahead here. So I've done all the repeats, and then for the bit after the repeats on row 119, and that's 2 single crochets, 2 double crochets, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and 4 double crochets. And the border stitch, and that's it for row 119. There we go. This is row 119. 120. And that's the pattern color B, and we start with the border stitch at the end of the row. And now we have 5 single crochet stitches at the beginning of the row, 4 and 5 in a row, 1 double crochet, 2 singles, oops, 1 double, and 1, 2, 3 single crochets, 1 double, and then there is 3 single crochets, 1 double, and here we have 7 single crochets in a row. One double, 1, 2, 3 single crochets. So this is the repeat here for row number 120. I'm going to do the second repeat. Two and 3, so that's the repeats done here. And then I do 1 double crochet after we finish all the repeats. Then there's this little bit here, 1 double crochet, 3 singles, 1 double, and 2 singles, 1 double, and 5 single crochets here at the end of the row. There we go, row 120 all done. Yarn over, pull through, and whoop-a. On to row 121. And now it's just 2 more rows, and then we can start working on the little heart. So 121, we start with the border stitch, and then we do 5 double crochets. Whoops. That's 5 double crochets, and then we do 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and 2 doubles. I think it's time to move up our stitch markers. Some do that maybe just every row. Actually, I think Sui does that every row, but I'll do it every 10 or so, or more even, just when it becomes uncomfortable to count it up. Okay, so now we see we're starting with the repeat here for row 121, and there it starts with 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 2 singles, and now we're going to do 7 double crochets here in the big diamond. In a row. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 7, and then we do 2 single crochets and 2 double crochets. That's the repeat for row 121. Here, I'm going to do the second repeat. Six and 7 DCs here in a row, 2 single crochets and 2 doubles. Now that is the repeat for row 21 done, and now we move on to the bit after the repeats, after you've done all your repeats. So that's 1 single crochet, 2 doubles, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and 5 double crochets here at the end of the row, exactly as we did at the beginning. Four and 5, and finish it with the border stitch then. And whoop-a. There we go. Whoop. This is row 121 then. On to row 122. That's the pattern color, color B, and we start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row, and we do 6 single crochet stitches. Yeah, 2, 4, 6. 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, and 5 single crochets here in a row, but we're just going to do the first 2 here. This is the beginning of the row before the repeat starts. Now we continue with the single crochets as the repeat for row 122 starts, and we do 3 single crochets, so that's a total of 5 here in a row. 1 double, and now we're going to do 9 single crochets, see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and then a double, and then we do 2 single crochets. So then this here is the repeat for row 122. I'm going to continue and do the second row, the second repeat, sorry. And 2 singles here at the end of the repeat. Done all the repeats, and then we move on to the bit after we finish the repeats, and we do 3 single crochets. So that again here is 5 total. double, 2 singles, 1 double, and what was it, 6, right? Yeah, 6 single crochets here at the end, finishing off with the border stitch at the end of the row. Snippity snap and whoopah. So there you go, that's row 122. On to row 123, and this is where we'll start doing our little heart, the Harlequin heart. I'm going to use the second repeat here of the pattern to show you that. So the first repeat is just the normal simple queen, and then the second repeat I'm going to show you how to do the heart if you want to add that variation at some point. Okay, so we start row 123 with color A, the main color, and we do our border stitch at the beginning of the row, and then we do 2, 4, 5, 6 double crochets. It's 4, 5, and 6. And 2 single crochets, 1 double, 2 singles and 1 double, and that's the bit before we start our repeat. Okay, and then for the repeat we start with 2 double crochets, so that's a total of 3 here in a row, yeah, and then we do 2 single crochets and 9 double crochets over our big diamond. And remember, now we're doing 9 in a row, so we really want to take care to do those double crochets. We're doing 9 double crochets in a row, so we really want to take care and work those quite tightly if we possibly can, so that they don't get demanding and taking up too much space. Okay, that's 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And again, it's 2 single crochets and 1 double crochet. So this is the repeat here for row 123. And for the second repeat, I'll be using that to show you how to work the little heart, the Harlequin heart. A special tribute to Harley Quinn. She's such a badass. What a cool lady. Okay, so we start exactly the same, the second repeat. And we do 2 double crochets, and we have a total of 3 here, and then we do 2 single crochets. And now, instead of doing 9 double crochets in a row, we're going to do 4 and then 1 double single crochet in the middle to mark for the beginning of the heart, and another 4 double crochets. So it's 4, 1, 4 now for the heart. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 1 single crochet here in the middle, and another 4 double crochets. So this is for making the little heart, you guys. If not, you just follow the first repeat. Okay, and then we do 2 single crochets and a double, like before. So that's the repeat part done then for row 123. And to finish off that row after the repeats, we do 2 more double crochets. So that's a total of 3 here in a row. 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and 6 double crochets here at the end. Okay, and the border stitch at the end of the row. There we go. That's row 123. Whoopah, all done. on to row 124, and I forgot to say that while working with me on the little heart, you should be following the big diamond center pattern number 4, the Harley Quinn heart, and you will find this in the Adventures Queen file, the PDF marked parts 2 and 3. Okay, yeah, so it's better obviously to have it to be looking at the chart as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention when we started. Okay, so this was row 123, and on we go to 124. Okay, sorry, I was a bit distracted. I was opening up the computer here and stuff. Okay, so 124, we work with color B, the pattern color, and we start with the border stitch and 7 single crochet stitches. And then there is 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, and 1 single. That's the beginning part of row 124. And now we go into the repeats, and the repeat here is 2 single crochets. That's 3 in a row there, 1 double, and now we do 11 single crochet stitches over the middle part of our big diamond. I hope you can't hear it, but my computer is like working away over there, like let's get a new one. It's like letting me know that it's struggling. So sorry about that. Yeah, that's the 11 single crochet stitches. Let me just count that to be sure. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and then 1 DC and 1 single crochet. Okay, so this here is the repeat for the simple style queen row 124. And now in the second repeat here, I'm going to show you how to do the heart. And so we do exactly the same as in the other repeat. To start with, 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and then we have 4 single crochets, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And now the part that's a bit different in the heart is that there I'm using my slanted DCs. So this is something that I will use. I used it in Arabia, for example, and in the heart and in the alphabet to get smoother lines. So we're doing slanted DCs. So instead of always going straight down when we're doing the DCs, we're going to have them slanted like these. They're like going to either this way or this way. So here now, next up, after the 4 single crochets, we have a slanted DC. Okay, I should show you, since I don't have the charts printed out here, I'll just show you here. So if there is a sign that looks like this, then that is a slanted DC to the left. And if there is a sign going like this, and this will be inside the box, you know, like normally. This is very professional and not at all spontaneous. I obviously planned the whole thing out. And if there's a sign like this, then that is a slanted DC to the right. Yeah? And so, as you can see, they're almost exactly, I mean, it's instead of, it's a DC, like if there would be a cross, then it's a DC, but it's only showing, so like using half of the X really to show in which direction we're going to work it. So next up is this sign here, the slanted DC to the left. And that means that I'm going to work, instead of here, this one here, the stitch that would go normally here, I'm going to work a slanted DC going 1 stitch here to the left. Yeah, so I yarn over, and instead of usually I would go down here, I can't do that here now. I'm going to do 1 to the right, to the left, sorry, and down here, and I'm going to work my slanted DC here. Okay, and then there's just one single crochet here in the middle, and take care not to work in the stitch here behind the slanted DC. And now here again, after the single crochet here in the middle, then again I have one slanted DC, but now to the right, you see. So then I yarn over and I go back one stitch to the right and work it like this. Okay, and again take care not to work into the stitch here. And then we have 4 single crochets. So these are like just a tad different technique that I use for the heart, the alphabet, and Arabia, and I'll probably use them more in the future to get smoother lines. So it's not pixeled, like always going down, but to get smoother lines in other directions. Okay, and then we finish this repeat with 1 single crochet here. So this is the repeat if you're doing the heart. We do the double down here, 4 single crochets, 1 slanted DC to the left, 1 single crochet here in the middle, 1 slanted DC to the right, and then 4 single crochets, and then the double DC here to mark our diamond. And after we finish both repeats for row 124, then we continue and we do 2 single crochets, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, and 7, I think. 7 single crochets here in the end. Okay, cut the yarn and whoop. That's row 124 done. Both the normal simple version, and here we're starting our little heart. Na, 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 na. And these are the extra symbols that you will see in the heart, and they're kind of self-explanatory, even if I say so myself. I'm quite happy with using these. Very simple and clear, I think, hope. Okay, and we go to row 125. I thought I would just leave these here and very organizedly hold it down with candy, because if not, it kind of... Yes, I am an organizational mastermind. That's my superpower. Okay, we start row 125, and we started as always with the border stitch, and we're using color A, the main color. And this row starts with 2, 4, 6, 7 double crochets. Five, 6, and 7, and then we do 2 single crochets, 1 double, and 2 singles. So this is the bit before we start our repeat. And the repeat for 125 is 1 double crochet, 2 singles, and now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 double crochets here in the middle. Again, remember to work those a bit tighter than usually, because we have many DCs in a row. You want those to be nice and tight. Okay, 11, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. And then we do 2 single crochets. And this is the repeat then for row 125, sorry. And now we're going to do the second repeat, working our little heart. And we start the same. The only difference is once we're inside our diamond, yeah. And we do double and then 2 singles, and now we are going to do 4 double crochets. Four, and then we're going to work 1 single crochet into the back loop of our slanted DC that went to the left, and then we're going to work 1 double crochet here in between the 2 slanted DCs. And here it's especially useful to know how to go fishing, because this one is a kind of bit difficult to get into. You kind of have to just go in there and hope for the best. Okay, get that one up there and do your DC, and then there's 1 single crochet into the other slanted DC that went to the left, and then we do 4 double crochets. Okay, I've been very good up until now. We're up, you know, I've done loads of rows and have made no silly jokes at all, so it's a bit late. It's getting late here. Yeah, it's midnight. But I think I'm gonna try and power through, although I promised myself not to. Okay, so that was for doing the heart, and now we're finished with repeats for row 125, and after we finish those we do 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and and then there are 7 double crochets here at the end of the row. A lot of DCs in these rows, so they are a bit slower, unless you get a bit adventurous and put some patterns inside them, and then they are more evenly spaced, because obviously when there's a lot of DCs in the main color rows, then it's just a lot of single crochets in the other one, so it does even itself out. But the DC rows are they take a longer. Okay, so this was then row 125. Oh yeah, before we stop, actually, I was going to tell you that I just saw in the group earlier, it was so cool. You could use I don't have the sample here, it's at the studio, but you know my Mosaic alphabet pattern? You could definitely use the letters and, you know, put names or whatever into the big diamonds as well. It fits perfectly, just as the heart. So that's another idea for you. I saw somebody was doing that for, I think, their granddaughter. It was really cute. Okay, row 125, all done. Oops. On to row 126. Now we're working with our color B. And we start with 8 single crochets. There goes my computer off again. Yes, I know you're tired. You deserve to go to retirement, really. 1 double crochet, 2 singles, and 1 double. Okay, that's the bit before we start the repeat. And now we do the repeat for row 126. And that's 1 single crochet, 1 double, and then I would say 13 single crochet stitches. Let me count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, 13. All over the middle part. And finish with 1 double crochet. So this here is the repeat for row 126 and the simple version. Next up, the heart. And now we are going to start again as before with 1 single and 1 double. And then we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches and 2 and 3, and now we're going to do a sorry about that, we're going to do a slanted DC going 2 stitches to the left. Okay, so when you do that, I don't like to do them extend it or do them extended or as trebles or anything. I just like to give them a bit of slack. So you yarn over, and now we're gonna, these are front posts, okay? Because once we start having DCs to work into, then we're working the heart always as front post, the pattern color that is, okay? So you go under this one here and pull your yarn up and give it a bit of slack at this point, you know, okay? And then you just go and pull through once and pull through twice, yeah? And then now we have to take care to not work into this stitch here and work into those two here. So after this one, then now we have 5 single crochet stitches to work, and it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5. And now for the stitch that would come here, we're gonna do a slanted DC to the right, and again it's jumping 2. You see, it's going from here to 1 and 2, so we're gonna have to give it a bit of a slack. So yarn over, go back under like this, and pull your yarn up, and now pull it a bit like this, so you give it a bit of a slack, and then yarn over and go through 2, and yarn over and go through 2, yeah? And then not to work into this one here, but do 1, 2, 3. No, it's supposed to be 4, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. No, it was just 3. Oh, this is going really well, you guys. I'm crushing it. Okay, so skip this one here and then do 3 single crochets. And then 1 double down here. Yeah, so this is then the heart bit. And now we finished with repeats, and I'm gonna show you the part after the repeats for row 126. You do 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, and I'm thinking 8, 2, 4, 6, 7, yeah, 8 single crochets here at the end of the row. Okay. There we go. That's row 126, and the heart is starting to form here. Okay, on to row 127, and I have noted down here actually that then we are finishing here. When you finish 127, if you want to add big diamonds to your blanket, because you, like in the sizes, then I added to the small diamonds in the large size, but you can also, if you're freestyling the size, you can also add an extra repeat of the big diamonds. You see this part here. So if you want to do that and add an extra repeat of the big diamonds, then you repeat rows 96 to 127 after finishing this row of 127. Okay, but this is of course in the pattern as well, in the size guides. I just wanted to remind you all, if you're at this point and you want to make your pattern, your project a bit larger, longer, then you could do this. Okay, on to row 127. So we're going to start with the border stitch. We're using the main color, and we have 8 double crochets here at the beginning of the row. Everything under control. I see now I could use the post-its to write all kinds of funny messages and jokes and stuff too. That's what we need. Okay, 8 double crochets. Let's double check the double crochets. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, and then 2 single crochets and 1 double and 1 single. And then now we are up to the repeat part for row 127, and that's going to be 2 single crochets, so that's a total of 3 here in a row. And now we are doing it must be 13 then, yeah? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 double crochets here in a row, and do take care to work these a bit tight, you guys. As many DCs in a row like this, they tend to get like inflated. Is that the word that I'm looking for? Whoop. $12 and 13, and then you do 1 single crochet. So very easy repeat here for row 127. So let's move on to the heart bit, and we do 2 single crochet here, and then now inside the diamond where we're fitting our little heart, we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, and 3. 3 double crochet stitches, sorry, and then 1 single crochet here in the back loop of our slanted DC. And now we're going to do 5 double crochets here over these 5 here, but then we kind of have to see, you can't really see them very well, you can only see 3, but we know that there's 1 here behind, so you just have to kind of tug at your slanted DC here and go fishing behind it. Yeah, but we know that we have 5 stitches here because we have the 5 single crochets. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. The last one is here kind of behind this one, yeah? And then we do 1 single crochet into the back loop of the slanted DC, and then 3 single crochets. 3 double crochets. Oh dear, it's obviously midnight. And that's when I do the heart. Very good plan, Tina. Okay, you see? So 3 single crochets. Whoa, dear Lord. 3 double crochets, 1 single here, 5 here in the middle between the 2 slanted ones, 1 single crochet and 3 doubles. And then we finish the repeat with this 1 single crochet here. And after the repeats are finished, to finish off row 127, we do 2 more single crochets, 1 double, 2 singles, and what was it, 8, right? Yeah, 8 double crochets here. And then the quarter stitch, cut the yarn, and whoopa, it's 127 all done. And the little heart is starting to show here. On we go to row 128. I have removed the extra ticket because I think you've gotten it now, the slanted DCs and what have you. Obviously ate the candy. I mean, you know, okay, so we're working with the color B, the pattern color. So we're working on our heart this row. And we start with the border stitch and do 9 single crochets. and then 1 double. Just double check here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 single crochet, 1 double, and 2 single crochets. And that's the bit before we get to the repeat. Now for the repeat for 128, we're going to do 1 double crochet and 15 single crochets. This is a very easy repeat, you guys. So this is the repeat here. And now for the second repeat, we're working on little heart. Then I do again the 1 double crochet, and now I'm going to do 3 single crochets, and now I'm going to do 1 slanted DC going 1 stitch to the left. So I yarn over, and this is a front post here, remember? I go here under, and I'm going to pull it up a bit so that I have a bit of a slack here, and yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over, go through 2. Yeah, and then there are 7 single crochets here. So it's over these 5 here, and 1 here, and 1 here. Yeah. 1, maybe this one was too much slack. I think I want to do it again. It's better to do a good job with them, because they really have to be, yeah, that one's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and the 7th lands here in the stitch just above the slanted DC from the second to last row. And then over this one here, we're going to do another slanted DC to the left now, no, to the right now. So we're yarn over, backing it up, and it's a front post again, pulling it, your yarn up, giving it a bit of a slack, not too much, yarn over through 1, no, through 2, and then yarn over and through 2, like so. And then it's 3 single crochets. Okay, and then after we finish the repeats for 128, then we do 1 double crochet here, 2 singles, 1 double, and was it 9 in the beginning, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, 9. 9 single crochets here at the end of the row. The border stitch, and we're done. There you go. That was 128. On to 129, and that's the main color. And now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 double crochet stitches here at the beginning of the row. Border stitch and 9 DCs. And we want to work these a bit tight, tighter than usually, because there's so many of them in a row. Okay, that's 9, and then there's 2 single crochets and 1 double. This is the bit before we get to the repeat. On to the repeat, and we're going to do 2 single crochets, and again now we have what, 13, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 13 double crochets. And again, take care to work those. Whoop. many DCs in a row, a bit tighter than usually. And 13, and then we do one single crochet here. So this here is the repeat for row 129, and on we go to do our Harley Quinn heart. And now we do 1 and 2 single crochets, just like we did that here at the beginning of the repeat. And we're going to do 2 double crochets. Now we've gotten up to our slanted DC here, and that's one single. Did I say single? Well, these are obviously double, 2 double crochets, and then we do 1 single crochet into the back loop of the slanted DC. And now we're going to do 3 double crochets, and the first one here, you have to kind of go looking for it a bit because it's a bit hidden by this one, by the slanted DC. 1 and 2 and 3. And then there is 1 single crochet here in the middle and another 3 double crochets. You see? And then we do 1 single crochet into the back loop of the slanted DC and 2 double crochets here and 1 single, and that's the repeat done then for the heart. And we continue and do 1 more single crochet, 1 double, 2 singles, and then what was it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 9. Sorry, getting mixed up by rows there. 9 here. 1, 2, 8 and 9, and the border stitch. Opa. There you go. That was row 128. No, 29, sorry, obviously. Okay, please do rather look at what I've written, rather what I say. Row 129. On to row 130. Here we start with the border stitch, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 single crochets. Nine and 10, and then 1 double down and 1 single crochet here, and then we're up to our repeat. And the repeat here is 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and then 13 single crochets over all our 13 double crochets from last row. 12 and 13, and then 1 double crochet. So this is the repeat here for row 130. And on we go to our heart, and we're gonna do again here 1 single and 1 double, beginning of our repeat. And then we do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 2 and 3, and the third lands here on top of our double crochet. And now we're going to do 1 slanted DC to the right for this one here. So we're going to yarn over and go here and do the front post as always if we can. Pull our yarn a bit up and yarn over through 2 and yarn over through 2. Okay, and that was for this one here. So now we're going to do 1 single crochet here, and for this one we're going to do 1 slanted to the left. And here we can't do a front post because we just have this normal stitch here to go into, so that's just a normal one here. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet and 1 double, 1 slanted DC to the right. This is exactly the same way we did it here at the beginning, remember? And then we do 1 single crochet and 1 slanted front post to the left under this one here. And when doing the slanted or the ones that hop 2 stitches, always give it a bit of extra slack, like so. Very good. And then 1 and 2 and 3 single crochets, 1 double and 1 single. Yeah, you see, it's almost there. Okay, and after we finish the repeat part of 130, then we do 1 more single crochet, 1 double, and what I can only assume would be then 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, yeah, 10 single crochets here. And the border stitch. Hoppa. Okay, that was row 130. On to row 131. And we're working with the main color, color A. Start with the border stitch here. And then we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 double crochets. Sorry, got a bit tangled up there. Eight and 9. Okay, and then we do 2 single crochets and 1 double here. So this is the bit before we start the repeat for 131. And then for the repeat part, we're going to do another double crochet here. So that's 2 in a row, 2 single crochets, and now we will have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 double crochets here in the middle. And 11. 2 single crochets, and that's the repeat bit then. Okay, and then on to our heart. Start like normally for the repeat, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, and now we're going to do 2 double crochets, and 3 single crochets, and you see they come here. The first one lands in the slanted DC, the second one here, and then the third in the other slanted DC. And now we're going to do 1 double crochet here in the middle, and now we have to go a bit fishing, remember, because we can't really see where it is. Whoopa, there it is. 1 DC here in between the slanted DCs, and then again 3 single crochets into the slanted, the single and the other slanted, yeah, and then we do 2 double crochets. You see, there's our little heart. And then to finish the repeat, we do 2 single crochets, and 1 is the double part of, no, yeah, that's the end of the repeat. So there you go, there you can see a little heart. Can't see this bit a bit here, but when you block it, when I block my hearts, then I always just tug at it a bit like so, and then cover it up nicely. It's cute, isn't it? Okay, finish row 131. After the repeat, we do 2 double crochets. It's a bit loose there. 2 double crochets here in a row. 2 singles, and then we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 double crochets here. Again. Nine, and then finish it with the border stitch. Okay, and today we're only going to 141, so we only have 10 more rows to do. And now I showed you the heart as well. Da, 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 da. Also, when you block it, then these are the 2 points that I like to tug at. This one, tug it a bit down, like this, and here as well, and this one a bit out here, just to get it, super crispy, clean, and fresh, and neat. Lovely. 131 done. To 132. We're working with color B, the pattern color. Start with the border stitch, and now we do 9 single crochets. And then there is 1 double crochet and 2 singles. And then we're up to the repeat. So this is the bit before the repeat, and in the repeat we do 1 and 2 single crochets more, so that's a total of 4 here. And then we do 1 double crochet, and then it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 single crochets here. And then there's one single, no, one double, sorry, and one single here, and that's the repeat then. And I'm going to go ahead and do another repeat. My second repeat. We finished the heart, so it's just a normal repeat. So that's the first one. Okay, that's the repeats done then. And then we continue here and we do 3 more single crochets. So that's a total of 4 in a row, and then 1 double down, and then it's 9 single crochets. And finish it with the border stitch. There we go, row 132, all done. To row 133. Now we have 2, 4, 6, 8 double crochet stitches at the beginning of the row. We start with the border stitch and then it's 8. Eight, and then it's 2 single crochets and 2 double crochets, and then we are up at that's the beginning part before the repeat, and then we do the repeat, and it's 1 single and 1 double and 2 singles, and now we're going to do 9 double crochets here. Eight and 9, and then it's 2 singles and 1 double. So this here is then the repeat for row 133. I'm going to do my second repeat. Okay, that's the repeats done then. And after the repeats, and then we finish row 133 with 1 single crochet, 2 doubles, 2 singles, and 8 double crochets. Okay, and border stitch, and we are done with row 133. There we go. On to row 134, working with color A, the pattern color. And we do the border stitch and then 8 single crochets. One double and 3 singles. That's the bit before the repeat starts, and then the repeat for 134 is 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, 9 single crochets, one double, and 2 singles. That's the repeat here then. I'm going to do the second repeat. Okay, that's the repeats done. And then after they're finished, then we finish row 134 with 1 double crochet, 1, 2, 3 single crochets, 1 double, and 8 single crochets. There we go. That was row 134. Okay, on to row 135. We're working with the main color, color A, and we start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row, and then it's 7 double crochets. And then 2 single crochets, 2 doubles, and 1 single. And that's the beginning part then before we start the repeat. For row 135, it's 2 single crochets, so we have a total of 3 here in a row, 1 double, 2 singles, and now we have what, 7 here in the middle, 7 double crochets, two singles, 1 double, and 1 single. So that's the repeat for row 135. And I'm going to do the second repeat. Okay, that's the repeats done then. And after they're done, to finish off row 135, you do 2 more single crochets. So that's 3 in total here. 2 double crochets, 2 singles, and 7 double crochets. Okay, that's 135 all done. On to row 136, we do the border stitch, working with color B, and then there's 7 single crochet stitches. Yep, 1 double crochet. Oops. Tangled yarn. Alert. Yeah, it was the 7 single crochets, 1 double, 3 single crochets, and 1 double. That's the bit before we start the repeat. And then the repeat for row 136 is 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 7 single crochets, 7, 1 double, 2 single crochets, and 1 double. So this is the repeat here for row 136. I'm going to do my second repeat. There we go. And then after we finish our repeats, and we finish off row 136 with 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double down, and 7 single crochets. There we go. That's row 136 all done. On to row 137. And we are again working with our main color, color A. And we start the row with the border stitch at the beginning of row as always, and then we do 7 double crochets. No, sorry, 6. 6, 6, 6, 6. 2, 4, 6. The border stitch and 6 double crochets. Okay, and then we do 2 singles, 2 doubles, and 2 singles. Okay, so this is the bit we do before we start the repeat for row 137, which goes like this: 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles. Oh no, it's all tangled. And then we do 5 double crochets here over the middle part of our big diamond. And then there's 2 singles. 1 double, 2 singles. Like so. This is the repeat then. Yeah, it's not tangled, it's just a bit like, yeah. Okay, all good, all clear to continue with the second repeat. No nuts ahead. Okay, that's the second repeat finished then. And after we do that, we do 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles, and then 6 double crochets to finish the row off exactly as we started it. Snippity snap, and whoopa. This was row 137. On to 138. We start with the border stitch and color B, and we do 6 single crochets. And then there is 1 double, 3 singles, 1 double, and 1 single. And that's the bit before we start the repeat. And then the repeat reads 2 single crochets. So that's a total of 3 here in a row. 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, 5 single crochets here over the DCs from last row. 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, and 1 single. So this is the repeat here then. I'm going to do my second repeat. Okay, That's all done. And then for the last bit after the repeats, we do 2 single crochets. That's 3 in a row there then. 1 double, 3 singles, 1 double, and opala. And 6 single crochets at the end of the row. Okay. And the border stitch, and we're done. Nice. There we go. This was row 138. On to 139. And I don't know about you guys, but I just added some rum to my coffee. But we're almost there. What is it? 3 more rows to go. La 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 la. So we are working with color A again, the main color, and we start with the border stitch and then 5 single crochets. And then we do 2, no, I said 5 single crochets. Those were obviously 5 double crochets, but, and then there's 2 singles, 2 doubles, ooh, 2 singles, and a double. That's the bit before we do the repeat. And then the repeat for 139 is 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, 3 double crochets here in the middle. We're almost at the end of our last big diamond. And then there's 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, and a double. So this here is the repeat for row 139. I'm going to do the second repeat. Okay, both repeats done. And then we finish off the row with 1 single, 1 double, 2 singles, 2 doubles, oops, 2 singles, and 5 double crochets. Whoopa! Row 139 all done. On to row 140. And we start with our border stitch using color B as all even number rows. And then there's 5 single crochet stitches. 1 double down, 3 single crochet, down and 2 single crochets. So this is the bit before we start our repeat, and then the repeat for row 140 is 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, 3 single crochets here over the top of our diamond, double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles. So this is the repeat here. Okay, I'll do my second repeat. Okay, that's the repeats done. And after we finish the repeat, we finish row 140 with 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, 3 singles, 1 double, and 5 singles. And the border stitch. We go. Whoopa. That's row 140. Okay, you guys, last row of chart 3 coming up. That's another 47 rows today that we've done. Very well done. And we are working with color A, the main color. And we start with the border stitch and 4 double crochet stitches. Okay, then we do 2 single crochets, 2 doubles, 2 singles, 1 double and a single, and that's the bit before we start our repeat. And the repeat for row 141 reads 1 and 2 single crochet stitches. That's 3 in a row there then. 1 up, 1 double crochet, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, 2 singles, 1 double, and a single. So this is then the repeat here for row 141. I'm going to do my second repeat. Okay, that's the repeats done. And after we finish the repeat, we finish row 141 with 2 more single crochets. So that's 3 in a row there. 1 double, 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 singles and 4 doubles. And the border stitch, and we're finished. Snippety snap. Whoopa! Yay! That's row 141 for you, and adding little heart to our simple style queen. And we are finished with part number 3. Woohoo!